It's been 5 weeks since the previous event, and before you succumb to ennui and despair, we've rushed back with round 7. We're in Europe for the final 2 rounds of this series, the first of which is here in glorious southern France.
1, 2, 3, and all is alright. And
Last time out, Canada served up an excitable event as ever in the hustle and bustle, but this time we find ourselves in the remote calm of the Maritime Alps, although we are only 1.5 hours drive due north of the lively Riviera and Nice. The winners in Whistler were Richie Root and Cécile Ravenel. They are also your series leaders, although they are not champions yet. Damien Otton is just 330 points behind Root, and Isabeau Corderia is 370 points back on Ravenel. So both still within a race win of points. Could the series leaders wrap up the championship this weekend, or will we see the likes of Sam Hill, who has dedicated the end of his season to Enduro, or any of the local French riders throw a spanner in the works?
that is life. 1, 2, 3, and all is alright.
Racing is split over 2 days, each of which taking place around a different village. The first of which is based around the 300-year-old mountain commune of Guillaume, and the second in the ski resort of Valberg that is celebrating its 80th anniversary. This is going to be a race of epic proportions, matched only by the landscape, with over 100 kilometers covered and 5,000 meters of descending on a huge variety of terrain.
1, 2, 3, and all is alright. And I hope, and I hope, and I hope that it's life.
It's day 1 of racing here in Valberg. There's been one stage cut today because of the possibility of some really adverse weather. So we've got the calm before the storm of riding and possibly before the storm of weather. But it's still going to be a big day out there with 51 kilometres covered by the riders, 1,600 metres of climbing, there's some mammoth ones in there, and 2,500 metres of descending. Iago, we've got some great stages here on this race. What's in store today?
We got a really good mix. We got a very technical steep first stage with a bit of everything, like some tight switchbacks, some flowy ones, some berms. Then we got like the massive stage 3 that it's gonna be good fun, just really long, like 15 minutes. So you got everything there. You got pedal sections, you got long, fast, straight downhills, you got switchbacks, everything. And then we finish on Grey Earth, which I don't think we have anything like that on the series. Just really fun. It's full of jumps, full of like huge natural berms and everything. It's going to be a great mix, good day of racing.
Cécile, what do you think the main challenges of today's stages will be?
Yeah, the stage 3, it's really long. It will be tough to go to the start, maybe 3 hours, 3 hours and a half.
What have we got in store in terms of weather, do you think? How are you preparing for it?
Deal with it as it comes. I don't know, like normally when it really rains hard, nothing's going to keep you dry, and then you end up with all these wet soggy layers that you got to cart around. And I mean, I got some base layers on, stuff like that, put some heat cream in, so hopefully when things get a bit cold I don't get quite as cold.
So Richie, how are you feeling going into the first day of racing today?
Yeah, not too bad. Kind of excited. I mean, we got one stage cancelled, so it's like a bit of time off riding.
Yeah. And you've managed to do pretty well on all the different terrain this year, so how are you feeling about the terrain here?
Yeah, not too bad. I think other than like some of the really grassy stuff on stage 3, which is like really unpredictable.
So as the riders just gather behind me, let's go for the first stage.
Don't do mistake, Isabeau have a great run.
It was a bit slippery, so you like enter super fast on the corner and then it gets very loose. But I did not crash, and that was like the point of this one.
Not good actually. I don't know, man. Like coming after Whistler, like I wish I was feeling on it, ready to go, but head's not there, and I just made so many mistakes.
I started with a bit of stress here. I said, okay, just breathe and keep the flow. And top 3 for the first stage is a good way to defend my 3rd place overall and try to catch the guy in front of me.
I know I can go fast, but I gotta be careful, and I feel like I had a lot of nerves that run, so didn't really go too well, but I guess time was good.
It didn't feel like getting special, but the bits where you could potentially like lose a few seconds with a tiny mistake, I got real good. I think it's probably as good as it could have been, so I'm stoked. I know I can be good on those kind of tracks, so I'm glad I'm doing it.
Greg Callahan takes the stage despite winning round 3 in Ireland. Surprisingly, this is his first stage win of the year. Jerome Clements, currently 3rd in the series, is seizing the opportunity to improve on that by starting with a 2nd place. Melamed backs up his Whistler result with 3rd. Series leader Richie Rude says he's feeling nervous, but 4th is plenty to open his Valberg account. Isabeau Corduria has consistently stated her desire for stage wins, and she does just that at her home race. How many stages can she beat Cécile Ravenel on this weekend?
Just cruising up to stage 3. Got a long, like 2 or 3 hour transfer, so just kind of taking our time and getting dropped by Hannah, you know.
So tiring. I had really cold arms from the top, so I feel like you have ice balls in your arms. It's like, where's my break? I broke my rear brakes at the top of the stage. It was impossible to go slowly, and I touched the front brake and over the bar.
Good start. And at some point, when the wood was a bit slippery, I went over the bar. Caught the dude in front. I got past him. Happy with that. Nico's a legend and he's been a hero growing up mountain biking, so it's awesome to ride with him and race with him.
I was the pissed off from the first one. I rode bad and crashing up here, and so really not a good beginning, but there I push and give hope it will be good.
Maybe his nerves are concerning. Rude is back in an uncharacteristic 17th. Nico Voulios puts nearly 2 seconds into Sam Hill. Sam now leads the general classification with his better first stage, and Nico is close behind. A battle of titans from successive generations looks on the cards. Damien Otton keeps in contention with 5th. Jerome Clements crashes and slashes his hopes with 18th, slipping out of the GC top 10. Despite a break that was pulling to the bar, Cécile Ravenel still wins. Corduria is 3 seconds back, allowing Ravenel to just slip ahead in the GC, and the rest are at least 30 seconds back.
So lonely, I feel like we're going backwards again. You're turning so slowly, you're facing backwards again. So lonely, I feel like we're going backwards again. You're turning.
It's like just bobsleigh, you know, wah, 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 wah.
It's short but so intense, so fast, and you have to be fully awake. At the very top of the stage, I unclipped my foot and like went straight in the toes. It's pretty painful now, so I hope it'll be fine tomorrow.
frustrating. Like, I don't know, I feel like I'm being nervous or something.
Jesse Melamed has been on fire so far. Despite crashing on the first 2 stages, here he doesn't crash and is rewarded with the stage win. Thuile chips away a few seconds of Hill's overall lead, bringing himself within 2 seconds. Richie Root is still in contention, but the main challenger for the series, Othon, is ahead of him in the overall. Cécile Ravenel manages to mend her break and pulls another 5 seconds on Corderia. The Gerrig twins, Ines Toma and Bex Barona, are solidifying themselves in the rest of the top 5. Start of day 2, and we had an incredible battle yesterday in both the men's and women's category. Sam Hill and Nico Thuile at the sharp end of the men's. 2 absolute legends from the world of downhill. Today they're both out for that win. It's going to be exciting to see which one can get it. I guess you'd normally be used to either you get to the bottom and you've either won or you've not won. How's it feel to sort of be halfway winning, so to speak?
It's definitely weird. It's don't know, a bit more to handle the nerves and that sort of thing. So I feel like I had 3 pretty good stages yesterday, and it's a weird feeling to be leading heading into day 2. But I'll just try and attack every stage and hopefully hold on to it.
I was going to say, it's a good battle of the legends up front between you and Sam. How are you approaching today? Is it all out? Are you going after that win?
Yeah, no, I really enjoy it because it's 2 generations, and Sam showed at his time how great it was. I did the same 10 years before, and now battle in Enduro there on my on trails. It's good.
And then in the women's category, Isabel Corderia took a stage win from Cécile Ravenel. So once again, a good battle between those 2 as the riders head out now for another 4 stages of racing.
Man, there's a lot more to this Enduro thing than just riding your bike fast. Like, tire choice was huge this morning, and I felt like it was good, but I'm a little bit back, so I'll have to pick it up for the next couple.
It was very slippery, and I know Cécile is really good on this, so my main goal is to stay on the podium.
I like this kind of condition. It's a little bit fun but safe.
Honestly, I'm second to Sam Hill, so that's like childhood dream.
Yesterday I had a really slow start, and but today it seems to be slightly better. So I'm looking forward to chase some place and hopefully get out the top 10.
Martin Mays must have had a contemplative Saturday night's rest to put the bad first day behind him and come out with better form to take the first stage of the day by over 4 seconds. Is Richie Root really feeling the pressure of the championship? He's back in 16th again. Cécile Ravenel wins another stage, adding a significant 11 seconds, pushing her GC lead to 17 seconds.
When you have all these people cheering around, you just want to push harder and get sideways.
This is London. Everybody, this is London. This is London. Hey, coming at you.
Robin, unfortunately, broke his chain, and then he crashed and I crashed. Keep on crashing, but then I'm riding good everywhere else, and I feel like I just kind of rode the spikes good on this one, and that was the hardest one to ride on the mud tires, so I'm pretty pumped for the next two.
Had a good stage 6 and just felt fast again. Didn't feel like I was doing stupid things. So yeah, pretty excited to get the stage win and finally see if I can turn my day around a bit.
Turns out Richie Rude is handling the pressure on terrain he knows isn't his strongest, bringing himself back with a stage win, moving him up from 10th to 7th in the overall. Mays is there again, and Hill puts another 2 seconds into Voulios, who is in 6th. Ravenel wins the stage by 17 seconds, putting her an almost untouchable 34 seconds ahead of Corduria, who herself is 2 minutes ahead of third-placed Anita Gerrig.
The track was really fun, slippery, so try to ride smooth.
I don't know, something's come over me this week. This weekend I've shot up from like 11th to 5th, so yeah, it's all going really good.
One stage more, cross the finger.
I think it's stage for some. Many of camber, roots.
Nico's flying, he's pushing me every stage, so nerves were getting to me a bit during that run. Probably the trickiest, most technical one.
Despite leading the GC since stage 2, Sam Hill takes his first stage win of the event. Voulios is half a second back on the stage, but 7 back in the GC. A tall order with only 1 kilometre of racing left. Bailly-Maitre, Melamed and Nicolai are securing their GC positions. Isabeau Corduria wins another stage. She is showing herself as Ravenel's main challenger. Ines Toma is close behind, moving her into 3rd in the GC. Florian Nicolai has been simmering just under the radar all weekend and ends it in style in front of his home crowd, with teammate Cure really close behind. Callahan bookends his weekend, Hill plays it steady in 6th, and Voulios is in 11th, knowing there was never much chance to pull back the time on this stage. Isabeau wins another, taking her tally to 3 for the weekend. Ravenel is doing plenty enough for the overall, and Anita Gerrig makes a late surge for Ines Toma's 3rd in the GC. Will it be enough? It's been a tense battle throughout the weekend between 2 legends of the sport. It's been incredible to watch them do it with so much respect for each other, neither really putting a foot wrong, but it was Hill who incrementally built his lead. Melamed held onto that horse with a wild ride for third, backing up his second in Whistler. Nicolai, Mays and Callahan are all in touch once again, and Ruud handles the nerves to put in a solid and safe ride. Cécile Ravenel did serious damage in the GC with the 30 seconds she gained in the first two stages of the final day. It was unlikely Corderia would come back from that. Ines Toma and Anita Gereg had a good battle for third, and Bex Barona is seriously putting herself in contention with more consistently good results. Ines, it's been a great weekend for you, finishing up third. You must be real happy with that one.
Yeah, my God, I'm so stoked, really. Like, I was 4 after yesterday, but it was a gap of 26 seconds on the podium, so which is quite a lot. Yeah. And I knew that the stages today are not that long, so I just put a mud tire on the back and then give a full attack, and it worked out. I'm really happy. It was really good.
So, Isabel, great weekend's racing for you. 3 stage wins.
Yeah, definitely a good weekend for me. Stage wins are what I was hoping for this year, so 3 in a weekend is pretty good. It's the first time I'm doing this, so I'm really proud.
Massive congratulations. We can hear the party from across the paddock. So that's the series wrapped up for you.
Yeah, I'm happy to win here because I'm in French, near the home, less than 2 hours from my house. Yeah. And a lot of friends come, family, and it was amazing for me.
So Richie, quite a tough weekend for you, this one. How was it from your perspective?
Yeah, it was really frustrating. Just like the first day, I couldn't find my flow, and I thought I was riding well, but I just kept crashing and making stupid mistakes, so yeah.
In the series, you've actually extended your points lead to 390, so your 2 closest rivals, Damien Otto and Jerome Clements, actually finishing behind you this weekend.
Yeah, that was the one good thing that came out this weekend. I think I ended up 7th or something, they were back in like 11th or 15th or something, so yeah. Helps out with the overall and get a little more points and be a bit safer next weekend for Italy.
Jesse, you crazy wild man, it's been a hell of a ride this weekend. Lots of crashes, but loads of fast times as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say really. I'm just super happy to see my name up there, and behind those 2 guys is I would never imagine it. Like, I've watched downhill cross country forever, and those seeing them, it's like I can't believe I'm with them, and it's just comfortable, same as Whistler. And that's just what it is. I got confidence. I've seen it before. We saw it with Richie last year, taking this a string of wins, and Johan did it last year as well. So just ride this to the end of the season, hopefully, and into the next one.
We saw Sam have a great downhill career, and we've seen an amazing downhill career from yourself, but you never have actually crossed paths racing downhill. How does it feel to race against each other in Enduro?
Yeah, it was honestly it was a great feeling. I just told him, hey, shit, you broke my dream to win a EWS at 40 years old. Honestly, I'm second. He was faster, happy.
So Sam, massive congratulations, man. That's got to feel good wrapping up one of these.
Yeah, it's cool. It's obviously everyone I go to, it's a goal to try and win, and yeah, it's to do it here is amazing. There were some pretty wild, loose moments on pretty much every stage.
Great battle with Nico Villiers all this weekend. I mean, you were saying earlier that he was a hero of yours getting into downhill.
Yeah, I guess he was kind of wrapping up at the end of his career when I was starting out in juniors. Massive hero and inspiration to me even now. So it's crazy to think today that I was battling pretty much all day on the stages against him.
With her 6th win of the year, Cécile Ravenel wraps up the series with a race to go. There's 400 points for a win in the women's category. Cécile now leads Isabeau Corderia by 420. Isabeau is looking strong in second, but mathematically Anita Gereg and Ines Toma, both of whom have been coming on strong recently, could steal it away from her. Despite a frustrating weekend and his 2nd worst result of the year, Richie Ruud actually extends his lead due to 2nd place Damien Otto having his worst result of the season in 13th. All it will take is 36th or better at the final round in Italy for Ruud to claim his 2nd championship. 2013 champion Jerome Clements hasn't given up the chase for 2nd by closing in another 20 points on his compatriot Otto. Jesse Melamed and Florian Nicolai led the Rocky Mountain charge this weekend, extending the team's lead in the rankings. Now 1,200 points clear, it is incredibly unlikely anyone will be able to catch them. The most points scored by a team at one event this year was them here with 1,160. The weather we all thought was going to hinder this race weekend has just about managed to hold off, until now that is. We might, however, find a certain Cécile Ravenel singing in the rain as she managed to wrap up the series here and is now crowned Enduro World Champion for the first time. Today was the moment of Sam Hill, showing that his decision to miss the final round of the World Cup downhill season is totally validated, as he came out all guns blazing and took the victory here. So it leaves me to say thank you for joining us this weekend, and we will see you in 2 weeks' time on the Italian coast in Finale Ligure.
Even though it's a different discipline, I'd love to be able to try and win some of these things.
Yeah, it's home trail. I'm really happy. Happy to win here because I'm French near the home. Play in front with legend Sam Hill.